Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I may do one or two videos on here, put some light on the subject. And today, oh boy, before I start the garden tour, we're going to be doing a ton of canning today. Today is happy canning. Well, yesterday, for one thing. As you can see, we had a couple of leftover beans we took from the garden, and we did 16 quarts of carrots. We got the pot ready for some tomatoes, some out of our garden. Got some more going here, and we're not going to put these in. We got nice Lomon cherry tomatoes out of there, and this bad boy pot. I don't know what it is. I think it's 26 quarts or 30 quarts or so. That thing's going to be brimming with chili today. And over here, might throw some of these indigo rose tomatoes in there. Got some long hots that came out of our garden right here, and the Italians or sweet bananas. We also got the chili peppers, the small ones. These are the mild variety. Right about now, finish off drying the first couple hundred basket of fires. These things are getting really hard and good and dry. These are all the basket of fires. I was impressed with these bad boys. These things are about 80,000 Scovilles, so on the scale, slightly lower than a habanero, but I'll tell you something, they're packed full of flavor. And this is one thing I wish, 22 years ago I bought this dehydrator. It's an Excalibur model, 10 shelf bad boy, and it still works. $5 at a rummage sale. I almost let that thing get away. Then you got more tomatoes down there that we picked. We're going to sort through them, what we can use. And I did have to take some out due to the extreme weight of them. To give you an idea, that's where our tomatoes are going right now, all over our plants. And we got them down there. We're going to be using a couple different new tomatoes right now. These are the Amish paste, which right there, you can see about the size of my hand. They are thicker than aroma, so we're going to have a lot of added flavor. And these are some other ones in that. I think these are the big boys. Not sure. This one's not quite ready, and neither is this one, but we will be using plenty of the Amish paste in there. So, take one more drink of my happy little fuel here. And I got a lot more to show you, so let's head on outside. So anyway, most of our cherry tomatoes are ripe, are almost picked. These ones too are taking a little bit longer than that, but if you look over here, we got a ton of them growing in clumps. These are pretty small. And we harvested some okra we're going to put in the chili too today. I forgot. I think I posted pictures of that. Going up here on our loofahs. This is Jeannie's prized possession. It's right there. That is about 18 inches long right now. Got another one there. Got about 4-inch one started there. Got 3 up in that far corner between 6 and 7 inches. Ended up with another one up there. And we got a good 9-inch one growing down here. And then if you look up close, there's a 3-inch one started there and about a 4-inch one up there. So yeah, that plant is really amazing. Starting up and how it takes over. Climbs excellent. Unfortunately, we can't use the dinner belt though because they took over inside there, but oh well, that's okay. The one thing I like with that too is I gotta go up the hill a little bit to show you this. And you get right up there, you can see right on top of the pergola how much is growing up there with the blossoms and everything. And moving over here, I did have a nice area back here, but we ended up thinning out back here behind the trees to gain some more, and starting to slowly resurrect our flower garden area back to life too, which is going to be right here. Yeah, like I said, had it almost perfect now. Now we got some more to burn. Enjoy. Then I don't remember if I shared last week. Still got to find the fittings for it, but we will have a 325-gallon tank reserve of rainwater so far. And we'll start saving this area for outdoor storage, like for firewood. And our extra caging. I got a few ideas for next year too, so we'll have to see how that goes. So unfortunately, I did post pictures of most of what we harvest. Some of it's really starting to come in a lot more, but it's kind of neat because at the same time we're also what's getting harvested, other things are starting to mature in here. So some things we did, and we're really going to try to hopefully squeeze as much as we can in here. So we did start a couple zucchinis in here, and hopefully those will take over nice. We took probably about 20 pounds of cucumbers off, and we already got some for next week we'll be harvesting. I can tell you that right now. A lot of our patty pan squash is done, but there's a couple that are still trying to grow, so we're going to leave them. Doesn't look the greatest, but hey, it's not hurting anything. Our sunflowers are doing awesome. This one currently is, well, it's no longer the tallest. These two bad boys are. These are right now at about 7 feet tall. So, we're going to take care of that. Kids today, they don't know it. They're going to be busy doing some stuff over here, not so much here. You know, some of our herbs are going to seed right now. This one has always been a good one last year too. And that is a pineapple sage. These down here are called the root beer plant because you pick the leaves, it literally tastes like the root beer flavor. And over here we have the orange mint. And some oregano here. But the kids today are going to learn about seed storage. So we got all the spinach that's no longer good, but it went to seed. And I didn't know this until we got there. Right here down all these little pods right down here are where the seeds are. And that will give them something to do. And our mustard as well. All those little fingers out there, those are actually the seed pods. We still haven't got it. We'd like to get next week, kind of stagger one more crop of beets over here. Of all things, our asparagus weathered pretty good, the small seedlings we put in. So, that's where that is. Now, of all the beans we did, I only got 3 plants, and these are the Chinese asparagus beans. And these are the ones that get up to a yard long. And that's exactly what they look like right there. They recommend harvesting at about 18 to 22 inches. And those right there are about a 6-inch and a 9-inch one. And they can really grow funky. Right there's another one. Here's a couple here. So there's another one hanging out there. A couple here that are green actually, and yeah, it's kind of amazing because realistically, you get even 30-40 beans, you're talking a couple quarts right there. I would love to see them actually cross-pollinate with these other beans we have. It's some of the Kentucky pole beans and that, and I gotta say, we've been pulling about 2 pounds of beans off the plants, and this was grossly mismanaged. We probably ended up planting about 1/4 of what we wanted, but they still produced awesome. Then down here also, we're hoping to get a few crookneck squash off of these. I see we got a couple eggplant flowers turning down, so hopefully those will produce. We basically just use that to fill in the garden. As far as a lot of our tomatoes, and wow, do we got a lot turning today, more than we did yesterday. We got a lot of aromas starting to turn, so yeah, as soon as we get the chili going on, we'll be back up here. The jalapenos, those have been going good. I'm pulling off about a pound every 2 weeks. And these right here are the indigo rose ones, and they're not the biggest tomatoes. They're not bad though. To me though, unfortunately, they're kind of a waste of space. The one redeeming thing is you do get a lot of them. And that goes for right here. The black crim. We have not tried it yet. We had one harvest and that, but they kind of have a darker top right there. So we're gonna have to see how those go. We do have some little Brussels sprouts started right up here. So they're getting a little high. And next week we'll be taking more of the sweet banana peppers. We got a lot of them growing right here and starting. And we will be seeing some green peppers again as well. These are the little chili plants we got, and there wasn't as many as I liked there. They didn't grow as well as they did. Yeah, and then these over here are the basket of fires, and this is what's left that still is not matured. And these things are really going ape over everything because they are doing fantastic. And those are the spicy ones we have in the dehydration machine right now. And over here we got our okra forest. So remember, this is about a month and a half ago that I told you that they take forever. In 1 month they've ended up blossoming up, and this is one of the best looking vegetable flowers in a plant right here, and I can actually take you up. And that's what it looks like right there. That will become the seed pod. We've gotten a nice amount off about 8-inch seed pods, and we're trying to soak them first to see if soften them up. And that's mostly more of an experiment for me because I saw online a guy that had like a 12-inch pod, and he said you cook it up right, that's good. So we're gonna put that theory to the test. We have one lone other variety of sunflower here too in that, so, but try and look down. This is, you know, right here's some of the pods starting right there growing. And when they get about 8 inches, it'll be almost every week you might get 10 or 15 of them out of this, but that's more than enough for a meal right there. And like I said, I got a little invasion of the beetles here and that, not the British invasion. We did end up planting more dill, which was kind of a waste here, but what the heck, we'll let it grow, and if anybody needs some, we'll give her to them. This is what's left of our other dill right here to pick. And under here is an eggplant starting right here. Got some big ones there. And down here, a lot of other ones growing. And then different variety of the long ones here. And we also have a lot of the Asian egg or Thai eggplants right there. Also as graffiti eggplants. The grapevines, we've had a little bit of a issue starting, but we finally have one taking root for next year. And we got the other one down there that's kind of ahead too. So before we go continue into the other main part of the garden, I'm going to finish up too with the hot peppers. This down here are Carolina Reapers, and they're getting quite a few down there on the plant. As a matter of fact, there's a lot more than I thought. Not as big as I'd like, but not bad either. And down here, yeah, I'm going to have to get down on the ground to see this right here. If you look way in back, we got the regular Trinidad scorpions, 2.2 million Scovilles, and over down there are the chocolate Trinidad scorpions. If you can see them, they're still green. Got quite a bit on there. And over there we got our habaneros growing, and they're kind of hard to see being green, but we got a few of them too. I've been using the 2.5 dozen egg cartons too, the cardboard ones to dry them, which seems to work good. You can turn them over. You don't have to worry about too much on there. And right here inside the bean area, this has been, I bet you we picked about 3 times, and we probably picked about 4 pounds total. And these things, I gotta say, are nice and relentless because they keep coming back to this with a vengeance. I would get a good humid rain on, I mean, they will grow non-stop. Getting right here, you can see right where we picked and all that, within 2-3 days, the small ones are already almost maturing. So yeah, we may be even out here again soon. This is the back of the Amish paste tomatoes here on the other side. You can get a little bit better view of how big they are and how much is growing on them. These things were all collapsing yesterday because of the weight on the tomatoes. That's why I showed you those couple strands we had to take off, because they just were not being supported. And to be honest, I think I only have 1 or 2 6-foot posts left. So these are some of the big boys here, and a couple turning there, and down here again we got a lot more of the Romas turning. And I hate to pick them early, but at the same time too, we have to almost do that because there's a lot more buds, and we're that'll kind of give us a few extra right there. This is the one thing with the square garden too, getting square foot gardening too, is just maintaining a smaller garden area for weeds. And it's easier to weed, it's easier to pick. Right here, these plants up there are getting so big, about a 7-foot tomato right there. We had to cable tie them wherever we could. Cut away right here where we had to cut one of them off. You can see right there. We got, I'll put my hand down there for reference and that, but how many tomatoes are growing just on this one plant right now. And we also had some of the rattlesnake beans take over the empty tomato cages. So yeah, we literally got a jungle going on here. This one did not produce too well, but at the same time, we've learned that not tearing them out will perform just as well, because realistically, we got plenty of buds on here and that, and again, we got ample tomatoes anyway going over here. And part of the logic at doing that too, besides letting them to produce and everything, like right here, if we gotta pull them early, pull the bigger ones, the smaller ones have a chance to grow. But right here, this one looked atrocious, and it still does in a way. But the one early girl plant, I mean, I had to end up cable tying it to the trellis here, and that thing's at about 7 feet right now. And this was the one, even 2 months ago, wasn't producing anything. I think I had one small one, and you know, taking a couple off right here, you can see it's, you know, we're talking about 12 tomatoes right now on that one plant. So, you know, that happy horse pucky is done. Yummy. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna attempt to show you some of the stuff going on in the main garden right now. We're gonna have to take the long way around. We have to go up the back door here because it's getting pretty much like a jungle and it's overtaking. Just some of the pumpkins right here growing. Yeah, another big one back there, one turning right there. These Cushaw pumpkins here, there's actually a gourd I found. I followed the trail and it's combining with the other ones. However, they didn't really cross pollinate, so that's kind of good. And back here, where is that? Oh, if you look right there on the vine, let's get in a little bit closer. Ah, little surprise. A little squash growing right there. Right on the caging. And it was kind of amazing that how strong the stems will actually get when they're hanging. And back here, pumpkins are taking over here, and got our cantaloupe growing here. So we got about 6 or 7 of them growing. And wow, that one's going to be close to being ripe right there. And back here we get a little better view of some of the pumpkins coming. Ha-ha, yeah. The first winter pumpkins of the year. We got other ones replacing watermelons. We have a couple small ones right there started on the middle plants in the middle of the garden. And there's whoa, there's surprise, we got 4 watermelons growing on this plant now. And yeah, this was meant for bigger stuff, so it's just kind of let it go. We got different varieties of watermelon right here. We got 1, 2, 3 hidden back there. We have 4th one outside of the fence. And it's kind of interesting. 2 varieties growing right next to each other right there. And another variety growing there. The blue Hubbard squash. And somehow it looks like the one that's over on the vine here, that took forever to come. We finally got one growing there. The bees are all getting jiggy in the flowers, so hey, let them, man. Let them have fun. And the blue Hubbard squash, we had another one started right there on the leaf, so see if we have anything else exciting started over here. Not really. And again, these I heard are really excellent to eat. They're they're classified as a pumpkin, but they're technically a squash. That one's starting to get woody around the stem, so I'm thinking maybe in another week or so that one will be ready, and as well as this one here. And To reach the ground, I think that took about a month for that one. And where was the other one? There was another one starting here somewhere of these. Don't matter. We'll find it. It'll grow soon enough. A little visitor to the garden there. Yeah, go ahead and chow down. There's enough for everybody. And this is some of the other blessings too. Number one, all these pumpkins were left over from last year when we rototilled them in. And we actually ended up having a rogue tomato plant come up here and in front, and we're getting tomatoes on this. So the humidity sucked in the weather, but I don't care. More freebies for us. It's all that matters there. So anyway, that's the story, and I'm sticking to it there with the garden today. We'll go back down and have a quick breakfast. Gonna come back up and get started there, and we'll be doing canning chili all day. And try and get out here as much as possible to take care of other things. Before I go to, I wanted to show you right here. There's a little bit better view of the loofah gourds from on top of the hill. And I'll try to zoom in a little bit there. You can kind of see on the trellis right there how they're actually doing. A lot of blooms and everything, so any more fruit up there that will actually go will end up hanging down through the trellis. I did want it over all the way, but at the same time it's probably good because the other plants won't be getting too much. So that will be taken care of. You can also see now that's an 8-foot trellis too, and a little bit back up right there you can see the cherry tomato plants for how high they are. So very happy with them. And again, those were the ones in the Bountiful Harvest planters. So in order to reduce our carbon footprint, so to speak, these fatties over here are going to be eating good today. Going to save on feed. Yeah, you guys already have about 5 pounds of carrot scraps for you for tonight, don't you? So, these ladies too, they've been acting weird. Some of them probably molting. The other one looks like it made a complete recovery from her little butt problem. And yeah, get up to dad, just like the welfare line ladies, right? Yeah, gotta have everything. Yeah. The hell you running here for? I don't got any food. Yep. Oh yeah, I see something in my hand. They think it's automatically for you. So we'll be feeding them the little bonus treats right now. And that's about all I really have for right now. It's going to be a busy day. Going to be plenty to do. And you go back in, put some nice music on, and can all day, and get out here. Don't have too much running to do right now, so we're going to take care of the few things we do. Maybe, I don't think it's going to happen today, but we do have to take the garbage into the center because I'm not frickin' paying our government $90 to do a job that our taxes should be doing anyway. So, and that's for $30 a month for 4 trips up here to pick a couple bags up and tell you what can and what can't. So, it's okay, it's only a couple miles down the road anyway. So, but that's all we got to really do with the society is sit there and get up and throw our garbage away. And I'm pretty safe with that. Besides, he's pretty cool, and gave him a couple dozen eggs. He saved a bunch of 18 count egg cartons for us. So fair trade, so it's not all bad. So and people at work there are pretty awesome, so that's okay. So hope you guys all have a good weekend. We'll see how we go about making a video or two more this weekend yet. We'll have to see. So we'll see you next time, and if you don't hear from me, we're knee deep in our own mess here, but we'll get by. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to shoot. Last year we canned 299 jars. I think we got to shoot for 500 this year. And it's kind of a slow start. However, for just August starting, we're up to 79 total with everything. And we're far from being done. And we will have tomatoes up the yin yang, so. Ooh, does it? Ooh, look at that, look at that. There's a little flock going across the yard. That was a cool sight. Wish I could have got it a little bit sooner, but oh well. So, we'll end up finishing up that, and 500 jars, that's feasible. We'll have to see. So, you guys all have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.